So just this week, Star Citizen 4.0.1 went live, and there's been a few things that's happened over the last couple of days, and people are kind of mad with it. So basically, these are just my opinions on the whole situation. So as we know, 4.0.1, it went live, and there's a lot of things that we all as a community, wanted to be fixed, but a lot of it wasn't fixed to the point we wanted it to be. And also, it was at the point that it was bad enough to get a hotfix literally right after the update came out, which kind of got a lot of people like, this is kind of weird. And then later on, we just got an announcement that the Free Fly event kind of got canceled because CIG want to focus on playability and stability for the game. And to do this, they have to cancel these things that we were kind of promised. So CIG actually put out an announcement and they said, "Hi everyone. We want to take a moment to update you on the current experience and where our focus is as we work towards improving 4.0.1 and beyond. As we mentioned in the letter from the chairman in December, our top priority is playability, ensuring that your experience in the verse is as smooth and enjoyable as possible. That means dedicating all our resources to improving stability, addressing critical issues, and delivering meaningful quality of life updates. With that in mind, we've made the decision to forego the Red Festival Free Fly. This reinforces what we said in December. Star Citizen needs to work, and it needs to work well. Right now, our focus is on continued hotfixes and subsequent patches to bring the experience to a much better place." And that is the thing that people are like, wait, what the hell? It's gonna be, we're not getting the Red Festival Free Fly. And my first question as a newbie here is, when they say we're not getting the Red Festival Free Fly event, is this the whole Red Festival or just the Free Fly? Because from what it looks like, it seems like they just said the Free Fly event, where you're gonna get the ship, because my first time playing 4.0.1, I logged in and I was like expecting to see these ships in my terminal and I was gonna be able to use them and try them out during the festival, but I didn't see them there. Was I upset about that? No, I don't own the ships. It was just an extra thing that I might have gotten. So I wasn't really too mad about that, but it did make me wonder, are we gonna get this event? When is this event starting? How do I get to this event? But the fact that we actually got confirmation that this event isn't going on, I find that's pretty fair. But then when we think about the deeper meaning of this, we have to understand, like, the way I'm thinking, man, like the mindset I'm coming from is, since I started playing Star Citizen, it started getting slowly better, but every time they do these big updates, like I started on 3.2 4.2, I believe, and it went to 3.2 4.3, then they jumped right to 4.0, and during the first few months, like the first 2 months while I was still playing on 3.24, it was kind of okay. There was some jitter here and there, but it was mostly playable. And after I upgraded my system, it was actually a lot more playable. Then afterwards, when they went to 4.0, things kind of went downhill. And in that same time frame, they said, "Hey guys, we're gonna be working on playability." So in my head, that says, in the new year, they're gonna do a lot of things to fix the game so it works properly and not so much add new content. Again, all the content to me as a new player is all new. But for you guys who've been here for a long time, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a drag, not getting a lot of new content. But again, at least you can play the game without as much bugs, which is a good thing if they can do that. The thing is, for me, so far I've learned that the Red Festival is a thing that's been brought on by a huge donor who gave a lot of money, who I believe they're Chinese, and they wanted to give something back to them to say, "Hey, thank you for so much money that you've put into this game. We're gonna give you something." And then you need to understand, I think a lot of people forget that they're taking away some of that promise from a huge backer. When we think about real companies in the real world, it's like, we all as people, we want big companies to care about the little man and not so much always the big man. But the thing about that relationship is, the big man, the big money, the big bucks, they make the world move around. CIG needs that kind of money to keep moving. So the fact that they said, no, we're not gonna do the Free Fly event because it's going to affect everyone, regardless of the promise we've made with this big backer and this event that we've put in place, we're going to be doing something that's going to take away from that. But at least it's going to help the people who are playing and the everyday guy, because if you have a bad system that's basically just running the game, and then this event goes on, and then the event causes the systems and the servers to just malfunction, you're not going to get to play the game, right? So CIG acknowledging that and saying, hey, we are actually going to do this because we promised all of you guys that our job this year is to make the game more playable. So we will now do things that will break the game. Because literally the first month of my gameplay, the game was working really smoothly. Then the Free Fly event and the IAE Expo happened, and I was like, everything went to crap. Like, I could barely play the game, but it didn't deter me. And the thing is, I'm a kind of guy who's strong-headed and hard-headed. I'm not going to give up on something just because it doesn't work one time. But think about the other people, the people who will play the game. And again, don't forget, Free Fly events are supposed to be a thing where it helps CIG make money. And CIG are saying, hey, we are foregoing making more money from appeasing our investors all the way to selling all these ships because we made a promise and we plan to stick to that promise. And guys, when a company turns out like revenue for us, I'm excited. I don't know about you now, but I'm excited because it's like they are turning down making more money because they said we can make more money right now, or we can make this game playable so we can make way more money in the future. It's a win-win for all of us. It's honestly a win-win for all of us. I kind of appreciate that. So am I personally mad about the fact that CIG want to stop the event to make the game a little bit more playable and not to overload the systems? I am not too mad because we already know 4.0.1 dropped and it wasn't great when it dropped, because all I'm seeing is it's not great. So far from my own personal playthrough, it has worked pretty well. There was a few kickers here and there. There's still a few bits of hanger issues and things like that. But apart from that, it was the basic things that I'm already used to at this point. But again, I haven't played too much, so I haven't had the time to like experience everything. So I'm not going to talk about how playable it is right now because you guys probably know a little bit more than me because you've probably spent more hours than me on this new patch and this new hotfix. I woke up this morning, I looked at my thing and it literally said there was a hotfix live. I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean by that? I haven't even tried it out yet, but it's just crazy because I feel like they're actually serious about making it playable. And as a person who's been a hater of Star Citizen, when I came into this, I didn't know what to expect from the host company, like the parent company, CIG. I said, hey, they've been lying to people all this time. And apparently, if that was true, they no longer want to lie. They want to be a little bit more open with what they're doing. And that's always going to be a good thing. And they continued by saying, while there's no single patch that will instantly get us to where we want to be, 4.0.1 was an important first step. It included a massive list of fixes, but some of the nastier issues impacting your experience remain. And that's what people are forgetting. A lot of the things that are actually cracking up the game are still there. And if they want to do more playability, these things need to go. So because of that, it is best to give us a good environment where they can work and fix on these things and not having to deal with the large influx of new players, large influx of all these ships being left around the place, stressing out the servers. They also gave us a list of the kind of things that were still in the game. The elevators are still kind of not working. We've rolled out a number of transit fixes. However, elevators and occasionally trams remain a major pain point in the overall experience. These issues can trap players in locations, preventing basic access to the game, which is why they remain one of our highest priorities in every patch cycle. Which is the thing, like the elevators are a big problem. I can't even lie. Elevators not coming up, especially in new luggage. If you go to new luggage, look, if you're watching and you haven't started yet and they're telling you to choose where you want to live, don't go to Microtech because new luggage will kill you. You won't be able to get out of there. Just stop. And I did a review a while back and I said, one thing about games, especially games like this where it's being funded by the actual player base, the one major thing that the game needs is all the basic functions have to work. If that is elevators because you get spawned in a habitation zone or you get spawned somewhere where you need to use an elevator almost every single time, and every single time you want to do something, go somewhere, you need an elevator. If those are not working, if the basic fundamentals, the things that everyone has to do aren't working, your game is useless, and people, especially regular players who aren't hardcore fans, are not going to stay for the experience because I can't even get out of my habitation zone. I can't even get out of the elevator. I'm stuck. They don't want to play anymore. Not everyone's gonna want to keep jumping servers and jumping regions until they get to a region that works. I might only have 30 minutes. If I spend 10 minutes trying to get out of a room, then I spend another 10 minutes jumping servers. Now I have 10 minutes, bye-bye, I have to go now. They'd rather hop onto something that they can pick up, play for a few minutes, and then drop again. They know it's going to work, and that's the problem. We need the basics to actually just function right. Then they went on to say, character stowing and repairs. We recently deployed a fix for the most severe character stowing issue, which caused an error 630 and locked players out of the game. I can't tell you, I've experienced that one a lot. I'll be getting that error and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, they always be giving that error and I'm like, what did I do? Like, what did I actually do to get this? Because it normally happens after I log off in a safe place and then I come on to play the game and the game says, well, Steph, you're kind of locked out for no reason at all. And I have to like either repair my character or just wait it out, which could take up to 5 hours. Logging out and back in is a common workaround for various bugs. Additionally, character repair does not consistently resolve storing problems. We are actively investigating this. From my experience, it has fixed it every time when I repair my character. It always fixed that issue for me. But if it's not working for other people, there's a funny thing I've started to like say since I started playing Star Citizen, and it's that we are all playing a different version of the same game. There are so many bugs that everyone experiences that someone else hasn't experienced. Like there's things I was literally editing an episode for my series of learning Star Citizen, and me and my buddy were playing, and he was experiencing things that I wasn't experiencing. I could see him, he couldn't see me. I could use the elevators, he couldn't use the elevators, but we were all in the same shards, in the same party, playing together. So it was actually super weird. And it's like every single one of us is playing a different game, and it sucks because we never know what the real problems are at any given moment because everyone is experiencing something different. Since the implementation of instance hangers, there's always been a variety of problems with the reliability and playability of this system. From hanger lifts that clip and damage player ships. Okay. That one happened to me fresh. That one is fresh in my brain. Like, how can I be flying out and then the hangar, suddenly the door just materializes out of thin air and I get repositioned and my ship gets destroyed? What happens? Losing your personal hangar completely and overlapping with other players both physically and audibly. The audibly thing is crazy. We can't even lie about it. You'll be in your hangar, you start hearing some crazy ass sounds that actually kind of scare you. And like you hear like banging and things. And also you'll see player ships in your hangar. Then you land in your hangar, then there's like a shadow of a ship in there. You land, then suddenly the ships blow up because the other ship materializes. Or you see people running through your hangar, or you get repositioned because you're in someone else's hangar, but really you're in your own hangar. So these things are things that have to be fixed. So the fact that they're saying they have to fix it, they know about it, you know? And they went on with a whole bunch of other things. I'm not going to touch on every single one because there is quite a long list. So if you want to read this, it's actually, I believe it's on Spectrum. You guys send it to me in the Discord. So I'm actually going to like just talk about and give my opinion on what you guys have said in my Discord and what you guys think about the whole situation. So this video is kind of like just me giving an overview of my opinion, which is like, I don't really mind the fact that they would rather us have a game to play than add new content right now, or a event right now that could also destroy the system we're playing on, you know? I'd rather be able to play than get these free ships. If you're taking this free fly event away, if you're keeping the service at a stable pace with a regular player base and not a huge influx of other people, I get it. And at the end of the day, CIG is losing way more than we are losing right now. And you guys are saying, basically, yeah, you guys are kind of saying what I'm saying as well. My boy Meow Man says, hey, finally, could CIG be focusing on delivering a playable experience consistently? We all hope this is the first step after last year's letter of the chairman. And if you think about it, this is the best thing they could have done to show us we are dead set on making the game playable. Is the fact that they literally shot themselves in the foot to carry on. I find it so crazy that they're respecting their player base. I know for you guys who've been here for a long time, it might be a thing where they've been disrespecting y'all for the last like 10 years or whatever, and they're only recently starting. But for me, coming here now, it's like they're respecting the player base. They don't want to pull the wool over your eyes or shoot you guys in the foot so they can get gains. They're actually respecting you, which is crazy to me because most companies, they want capital. They want more money. And I know CIG has made a lot of money, but why wouldn't they want more? Because more money means they can expend more to promote the game, fix the game, and hire more staff or pays the staff, you know? So the fact that they're taking that little cut is actually kind of respectable to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of respect them for that. And we've got Mr. O saying, with more eyes on Star Citizen now than ever before, and the risk of a bad Star Citizen experience polluting a Squadron 42 launch, they do need to be careful right now. Squadron 42 and Star Citizen will impact each other. A bad Squadron 42 launch will have a detrimental impact on Star Citizen's future. People new to Star Citizen having a bad experience will tarnish Squadron 42 with that same brush and assume Squadron 42 will be the same on launch. So CIG need to tread carefully from now on. And in my opinion, that is spot on. If someone comes to play Star Citizen and the first thing they experience is an absolute trash bucket, they're not going to come back, number one. And when Squadron 42 like launches, after all the investment that CIG has put into it, they're not going to want to play it. Why do they want to play it? Think about it. The thing is, not a lot of people, like I'm a person who, I like to be fair to everything and give everything their own little platform to step on. Well, so recently as a grown adult now. So it's a thing where it's like, if Star Citizen is bad, I'm not gonna say, hey, Squadron 42 is gonna be bad, because Squadron 42 in my head is a whole different game that's actually gonna be a more finished product, while Star Citizen is still a work in progress. But for instance, there's a game I really like called Ark Survival Evolved. Their company was bought by a parent company called Snail Games. And Snail Games has been kind of crapping their pants for the last couple of years. And it's got to a point where it's like, I had to step myself away because Snail Games is bringing out a new game that's a little bit like, I don't want to say Star Citizen, but it's going to be kind of like dual universe. And you're bringing out a new game. And I had to get over myself and say, hey, just because the parent company is the company that I do not like, doesn't mean I have to tarnish this new game that's coming out. But a lot of people won't be like that. They're going to be like, CIG made Star Citizen trash. CIG made Squadron 42. I'm not even going to try it because it's probably going to be trash as well. So they definitely need to make a good first impression. And right now, after the fact that 4.0.1 dropped and it wasn't perfect, if they did a free fly event and a whole host of new players, because if you haven't noticed, because I have like several accounts on my YouTube account, because I have personal account, my main channel, then I have my Star Citizen channel. Across all of my accounts, even when I'm using a whole different browser, I'm getting Star Citizen ads. A lot of other people are also getting those same ads. So now when they say there's a free fly event and they start promoting free fly event and those people come to the game and it's trash, that's a problem. That is a very big problem. And I think them not doing that event is a smart thing. So I 100% agree with that. Then again, we have Meow Meow Man, who literally says the community is also on its last legs. This year is the year to rebuild trust and stability. And I'm very excited with the first steps. And I'm new here, so I don't really know how far they've I don't know, what's the phrase that English people use? How far they've pulled your pants down, because it is absolutely insane if you guys are like on the last legs, because there's so many communities where it's like, after 13 years, they're not on the last legs. So if Star Citizen is at the last legs, I kind of understand it because the game has never been finished. Other communities will be like, okay, we're on our last legs. Then the game gets completed. Then it's like, okay, we're starting afresh again. Then 10, 13 years later, like, okay, now we're on our last legs again. But for Star Citizen, it's never been complete. So they're always going to be on their last legs. So they do have a lot to prove. And especially to their core audience, to the people who are pledging to get this game to completion. And that's the thing people need to realize, that their responsibility isn't to the open market right now, not to the new players right now. It's to the current audience. That is who their responsibility is to. So if they're not putting out this event, it is because they said their responsibility is you. And my boy Fragmighty said, it's honestly just the missions and desync for me. The new hotfix patch helped a bit, but I still constantly get killed trading when I should have won. My power settings get reset, or I get missions where it says I'm at the objective while I'm not, or the objective just doesn't spawn. It's just a bit frustrating, not being able to make progress sometimes, so the event change is quite a nice thing. The free fly being removed means less load on the servers, and hopefully they will start working better. When I was on 4.0, the amount of times I show up to a mission location and nothing spawns, either the enemies I'm supposed to kill on the bunker or like outposts don't spawn. So I have to literally log out so I don't lose reputation when I fail the mission, or when I have to fly over to across the freaking star system to a location and it doesn't work. These things need to be fixed. So if taking away the event is helping them, give them more resources to fix this, that is perfect, and that means a lot. And again, as you can see, it means a lot to the players of the game right now, which is the way to go. And here we have Normani, who says 4.0.1 is the early steps for CIG to fix the game. For sure, first patch is not just going to instantly fix all the bugs, which is true. I feel like you're gonna need several patches before you fix the bugs, but I do expect in the first few patches, the major issues get fixed, because we can't be fixing the stupid stuff when the major things are still plaguing everything. That is, to me, is counterproductive. You need to fix the major stuff. So hopefully in the next few patches we get, we see the major things being fixed, because then I think I'll be happy. And most of the bugs have been around for years, and CIG is just now focusing on stability because the core techs are now in the game. So hopefully with more patches from now on, the game gets better and better. Which makes sense, because at the end of the day, I think a couple of weeks ago I watched a video where they were talking about the longevity of the game. And the thing of, they said, hey, I believe it was Chris, the guy who owns the company, he said, hey, look guys, we see all the things we need and we have parts of things in there. But when we have all the major parts in and the major players are in the game, we can start making it come together. And I feel like recently they've got a lot of those major parts in. So now they can kind of start fixing the game. And it's almost like I feel like I've came at the perfect moment, because now the game is at a playable state and they have most of the major things they want to implement in. So I might not have to sit through a lot of changes again, which is something that's plagued you guys for years. You had to sit through so many changes, and those changes kind of kept pissing you off because you never knew when things were going to be the same or different. You took a week off, you took a month off, you come back, the whole game is different. But for someone like me who started now, it's like, I might not have to sit through all those changes again, which is a good thing and I'm happy about it. Don't know about you guys though. And Mr. O said again, this I found very, very interesting. For me personally, the game has been running pretty smooth by comparison to what else I've experienced in the past few years. So I'm quite hardened to any of the bugs that are just inconveniences. One of the biggest obstacles that CIG has is because Star Citizen has always been an all open development. So inexperienced people looking at it and moan that it's been in development for 12 years and think that's a long time. But actually, it's not a long time for a game to be in development, but these people don't know any better. I agree and disagree. I feel like 12 years is a very long time for a game to be in development. But then on the flip side of that, it's quite simply, do you see how big the idea of this game is? Do you see how big this game already is? Do you see the intricacy of the things that they're trying to put in this game? So why the hell do you think it's going to take them the normal 8, 9, 10 years that it takes? GTA is about to come out. I think it's almost 12. No, wait. I think it's like 10 or 11 years that it's been since we got GTA. Now we're waiting how long for GTA 6? Just for them to add a tiny bit better textures, some twerking, and that's it? They're gonna add bodybuilding and weight gain, weight loss, like we had in literal San Andreas. And people are gonna be like, game of the century, game of the year. Yeah, that game took them almost exact same amount of time Star Citizen has been taking to get done. Yet people are gonna give that so much more grace. And don't get it twisted, GTA is on the top of the pedestal when it comes to games. Don't get it twisted, I love GTA and I'm always gonna love GTA. And I can't, look, honestly, I love GTA more than I love Star Citizen. So don't take anything away from GTA. But don't forget, Grand Theft Auto has had over 6 tries to get it right. But they have to keep rebuilding the game, while Star Citizen, from start to finish, is just developing on the same game, on the same system, on the same engine, making it better with time. And if you look in the last 10 years, how far technology has come, and they keep building on it. This is why we get a lot of games that's like, this game 1, same game title 2, same game title 3, same game title 4, because technology is jumping so much. And instead of them going back to rework the same game and making it better and upgrading it, they just say, you know what? Buy the game again, and we're gonna just redo the whole thing and copy most of the code over, give it an uplift, a facelift, and yeah, you guys just buy it all over again. And people will do that. Then they'll come to Star Citizen and say, hey, Star Citizen is ass. They've been developing for 13 years. How many times do you get to play a game for 13 years in development and you get to play it for like 10 of those years? That's crazy to me. So I definitely agree with the fact that inexperienced people will look at it and be yapping when they don't understand how game development works. And it's not easy to make a game. If it was so easy, go make a game. You right there. If you're crying, go make a game. And look, I didn't even realize. He also said GTA 6 has been in development for 11 years so far. I didn't even see that. By an established studio using established tools. These two examples happened behind closed doors. And that's the thing. Established tools, established equipment, bro. If you're gonna build a house and you're gonna use all the tools that's already there, you're gonna build a house faster than someone's gonna say, you know what? I need to build all the tools again because this house I'm building is going to be so unique, nothing else is going to compare. It's gonna take longer. CIG for the past 12 years has been building a team and a studio, building the development engine and building 2 games, not just one, all for us to see. So people who don't have the knowledge or experience in this field think it's taking too long and it's taking too much money. Look, Star Citizen are almost on, I think it's $1 billion. Do you guys think Henry Cavill is coming to play this role in this game for free? And Damson Idris and Andy Serkis and everything else, you think they're coming to play those roles for free? Those are at least 5 to 10 million a piece. And to come against all the people saying the game is absolutely trash, Klaus says, for me, the game has been running okay. I've had one mission show up that I couldn't quantum to. The biggest thing for me is when I quantum through server boundaries, it'll pull me out and I'll have to wait for the drive to cool down. And in a few instances, I've pulled up somewhere and didn't have control of my ship, couldn't leave the seat. So the thing is, I've had that experience on 4.0 where I quantum drive this thing and it pulls me out of the QT. I'll be like quantum driving for 10 seconds, I'll just get pulled out. I'm like, what the hell? And it locks up everything. So I can see my quantum drive wheel and it's spooling and all that kind of stuff, but I'm moving my mouse around and nothing's happening. I see the mouse like moving around the screen, but nothing's happening. Things like that could be detrimental. Imagine you're flying, then there's a murder hobo who sees you and they shoot you and you can't even defend yourself. You can't even turn off your quantum drive. It literally stops you from turning off your quantum drive. So your shields are down. So yeah, that kind of thing, I hope I don't run into that in 4.0.1 or actually in the hotfix that's coming out, because that would kind of be crazy to me. But yeah, honestly, for me, I feel like doing this it's a good thing. It's a good thing because it shows that they're trying to actually stick to their word. They're trying to actually make it better for us, the player. They're trying to actually care about us, the players that are here right now, that already invested, because again, most of these free fly players, they're not going to buy the game. They're going to test the game because they don't want to invest in it yet. They're still skeptical. So the fact that they're saying, okay, we're gonna lose the potential of these people buying the game because they experienced it firsthand, we're gonna do this for us, for us. I respect that decision, and I feel like at a time like this where they just dropped a huge update, they can't be messing around with a whole free fly event. Honestly, as a new player myself, they can't be messing around with free fly because the last one was dirty, and I'm pretty sure 3.2 was already out for a long time before that event. They can't be messing around with this, because from what I experienced last time, if that happened again on this unstable build, it might be over for Star Citizen. So I feel like that was a good call. I feel like that was a good business call, and it was a good call for the integrity of their words and how they're going to be treating us in the future. So I'd really like to see how they're going from here, because this is a really, really good step, and it's a really, really nice one, because it feels like we matter. I know I'm saying we, and I'm new here and I haven't been here for as long as you guys have, but it does feel like we matter, and it's got to the point where they're ready to take a bullet first and take a bullet for their earnings to make this kind of thing happen first. So I'm actually glad about it. I'm really glad about it. So let me know what you guys think about it. I know I went over some of your comments and things in the Discord, so let me know what you guys think about it. Comment down below. I'll try to get back to everyone. And don't forget, guys, again, if you've made it this far to the end of the video, I am doing a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away the thingy of the thingy. It's going to be on the screen. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to give it away to one of you guys. Make sure to leave down a comment below telling me what faction you are joining for the Fight for Pyro event. Don't forget, you have to be subscribed to the channel, like the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.